Dua, Duawu, Hotep to everyone, peace, and welcome to my platform, which is on the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty. And also you'll notice I am here, Ast Maat Tf Nut, and the Nagatian Institute was in the banner. So this is the banner background I will use for now until an update is needed. I will use this banner when I am speaking on the Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian Calendar. I will also be using it whether I am here doing this myself and or with my Siba Patasi Grasar and or another Siba from Tesher Para, the Holy House of Ra, which is where I'm a student, with my Siba Patasi Grasar as my Siba, which is teacher and or student, and I am the student. So again, today I am here. Let's see a few things first. Okay, so the point of this broadcast is to come. I've had questions. Let me backtrack, excuse me. I am an official global distributor of the Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian Calendar. I've had questions through people purchasing the calendar. So I wanted to, in a video, and I think I'm planning to, right now I'm planning to do this once a month. And to answer questions in regards to the orders and or provide you with any updates. And so I'm here and I'm going to go into the comments and then we'll get started. So we have D Helical from YouTube, Me Nagas. Peace to you, D Helical, Dua, Dua. And Leslie, she's here from YouTube. She says peace to the Queen. And Hotep to you, Leslie, peace to you. Dua, Dua for being here today. I appreciate you. Leslie, I know her from my platform, the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty, as well as D Helical, and mostly everyone, because this Ast Maat Tf Nut page I recently started to bring conversation in regards to the calendar. That's the back, that's the front. Also, this is the Crumb TV edition of this calendar as well. It's the Crumb TV edition. In the links below, there are links to purchase your calendar. And also on the Etsy website, there are pictures there. I am in the progress of planning and creating a video of the calendar to put on that website as well. And actually a video of the calendar, more pictures was requested, is what brought me here today. So I'm going to get started. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Then I'll recap and finish after I get done with what I need to do. So I'm going to start out by speaking my Hesi, my Saku affirmation. And to command, and right quick, I am a student. So some of what I do, I'm going to be reading from my notes because it is not my intention to disrespect the teachings. So again, I'm going to start over. And hold on, more people. Siba Ramu Tef Kweb says, peace and love to all. Hotep Dua Duawu Ramu Tef Kweb. Amber Gaucher is here. She speaks peace. Peace Goddess from Facebook. And Dua Duawu Hamet. Devontae Dion Williams from Facebook says, Ashe Queen. Hotep King. Dua Duawu. All right. Now, I'm going to speak my Hesi Saku affirmation to command the cosmic forces that affords me love, guidance, and protection through the daily experiences of ponderable matter. so that it may be, so that it may, so that it may bring splendor to the ears of the ancient ones, the Puat Necherus, the ancestors, and to tether the audience to our present moment in time and space. So I will begin my Hesi at this time. Hetepu, Hetepu, Duwa, Duwau, Nazareth Ramech, Hotep. Greetings and divine greatness, divine excellence to the first families and to all of you here today to view this presentation of Take the Gregorian Calendar off of your wall. I appreciate you all being here. Also, to the first families, to my Nagas, my Shimsa Harus, my Nesubitis, my Muknatars, the immortal ones of Ma'at, cherished, phenomenon of precession, new age order, great golden age of Ma'at Hapi Asar, and to all citizens, descendants of the Nile Valley Cultural Cosmic Collective Consciousness Spirituality. O Ast Maat Tf Nut Panebu, mother of the Puat Necherus, mistress of pets, maker of mankind. She who is mighty in Usu Medu Nefer, Ekau, divine words of power, mother of all initiations. Bless us humble servants for Ankh life being, now present, for we seek the counsel of the ancient ones and practice daily the ancient Ma'atian ways and ancient Ma'atian truths. We strive evermore to become one with you in this world and in the existence to come. We ask that you bless us on this, the 52nd Haru after the Helical rising, 308 Haru remaining until Uben Soptit Cyrus rising, Upuwat Smai Tawi Wetrin Pet Digit Heb, 16th Haru, 2nd Abet of RENENUT, 2nd Haru day of Twamutef, 22nd Haru, 2nd Abet season, 1st season of Shamu. Did I say that? Yeah, 1st. Renpet year number 10, phenomenon of precession, new age order, great golden age of Ma'at Hapi Asar. We ask that you bless our families and friends and all those of us who gather together to worship in your most holy, sacred, and glorious ancient Tamarian name of Ast Maat Tf Nut Panebu. For in the art of seeking you, there is much comfort. So as it is spoken, so let it be written, so let it be done, so shall it be. For now and forever forward, Ra never Teshara, Panatar Apu Pama'at, Ankwaz Dejed, Ank Uja Seneb, Uben Nefer Iker, Panebu Haru Ma'at, rising always in divine excellence with Ma'at, all day, every day, Dua, Dua'u. So I just spoke my Hesi, my Saku affirmations to command the cosmic forces that affords me love, guidance, and protection. Let's see here. So, okay, to the calendar. Let's see where I want to go. First, let me go back to the comments. Yep. Kai Creatus from YouTube says, she said, hi, Joy. I can't get it back up here. She said, hi, Joy. What are the plants? Says, peace, my queen. And peace to you, Hotep Dua, Dua'u. And D Calico is sharing feedback on Hapi. And let's see. I'm going to check my video on audio. Okay, it must be all right. Kai Creator says, peace to D Calico. Now, again, I'm a student. This is my first time appearing without my Siva, Patasi, Rasar. I would like to, I'm going to first share this audio so that you all can get an introduction on and more information on the calendar the cosmic egg, and the precious treasure, immortality. Hold on. Give me a few moments. I'm checking what's going on here, what it look like to y'all before I get started. Okay. So, hold on. Give me a few moments. I'm checking what's going on.
Ancient African indigenous primordial Naga Nesupiti Hemet Siba Siba Udatat Ast Maat people. The knowledge of the stars is evident in the Ipeteru Shabit Temtuaru Pamaat Ancient Rasaurian Khemetic Solar Civil Lunar Calendar and the Meteorological Star Timeline. And you, fortunate listeners here today, will soon come to the realization that this understanding was omitted in the development of calendars of other cultures. In this short presentation, I have mentioned a few, and will now elaborate on those other calendars and reintroduce to you the Ancient Rasaurian Khemetic Solar Civil Lunar Calendar and its unique concept of star time. According to the New Book of Knowledge, a calendar for keeping track of while a calendar measures the days, weeks, months of the year. This is the calendar. However, in ancient Tameri, Tanisha, Tanefadu, Tanechidu, Kemet, Naga, Egypt, the calendar is a seasonal time chart that was regulated and observed by understanding the precession of the stars. From a section entitled How the Modern Western Calendar Measures Time, the basic units of a calendar are day, week, month, and year. Our modern day calendar has 365 days, divided into 12 months, as well as 52 weeks, with one extra day, 7 days. These divisions of time are based upon the movement of the earth, moon, and sun, the mention of stars. Our most earliest ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors star-dated everything. In the temple of Heru that was discovered by Napoleon's General de Saxe during the French intervention of African Egypt in 1798 AD, inside on a ceiling in an upper room, they found the zodiac of Dendera, starting with the sign of the lion, Sekhmet, Herukuti, Leo, during the spring equinox. This circular zodiac indicates a celestial alignment that occurred over 38,000 years ago, making it the oldest and most complete of any astronomical charts ever found on the earth. This zodiac of 12 astrological signs, written in an African dialect, demonstrates that it was a gift of superior black minds and supersedes accepted concepts that suggest that the Chaldeans or Babylonians were the originators of astrology and astronomy, and or that zodiac with its Latin names were the result of Roman efforts. Remember, zodiac in Latin means zoo. That famous gap always presents itself. Well, let me reassure you today, right now, that 38,000 years ago, there was no Europe or Rome, and there were no Hebrews or Greeks nor Babylonians. The zodiac can be observed within the squared center of the Rasaurian solar calendar. The alignment also indicates a time when the star Septet, Sirius, rose cosmically with Ra, our sun, under the sign of the great year Pisces, Set. This helical rising of two kindred stars occurs every 1,461 years and was in unison with the Epagamore days, or Renpet, the ancient Egyptian New Year's, and was known as the symbolic year or year of years. Now, here was an ideal model of a 38,000-year-old calendar that was in perfect alignment with the sun, and it also was rejected. Why? Let us examine the information that is and was available. The ancient Egyptians conceived of a cycle that included day and night and tuat and tuat. And these periods were awarded a certain amount of time. In the modern calendar, this cycle is called a day, the amount of time it takes the sun to rise, set, and then rise again. Each day includes a period of sunlight and darkness that was determined by the rotation of the earth and the position of the sun. The ancient Egyptians, of course, they gave names to these days, and this practice is still continued. In early calendars, a month was the amount of time it took for the moon to complete an orbit and undergo its cycles, recalling the very early calendars that were based upon the cycles of the moon, where each cycle of the moon takes 29.5 days. Compiling a calendar of 12 months would result in a year that is only 354 days long. The Romans, they had 10 months in their early calendar, which ended in the month of Dise, 10, which had the shortest of years. If we add 13, we arrive at 383.5 days. There is no correct solution if the moon is the principal inspiration. Today it is known that it takes 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds for the earth to complete a revolution of the sun, which designates a year. This created a problem of what to do with the extra 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds. How can the extra time be taken into account? The European answer was leap year. To make up the extra time, 1 day is added to the calendar every 4 years. Because of this, many uncertainties have occurred, causing other cultures to create or retain their own calendar. From the zodiac, such as the one found in Dendra, the ancient Egyptians formulated the 10-month solar calendar. This understanding is reflected within the Rasaurian Khemetic solar civil lunar calendar, which introduces itself as a star chart that is derived from our most earliest ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors' concept of time and space. It would seem that a calendar can only be the results of celestial movement, be it moon or stars. It would please me very much at this time if everybody listening here today would consider this premeditation for a calendar. In the vernacular, outer space was the timeless void of darkness before the introduction of the light. Ra was the light, and as the light moved within the void, time was introduced. Our sun is a member of a trinity of suns that played major roles in the development of our quadrant of stars, planets, moons, and life forms. The word was given, and the 3 stars began to move apart from one another. Their names are Ra, Sirius, and Alcyone. As this separation occurred, the surface of each was lessened by great masses of viscous matter that seemed to escape into space, only to be captured by the gravitational pull of its inceptor. These 3 stars highlight much of what it is that we see today as we gaze upward and outward. Our view is restricted only by the natural alignment of our Earth and our northern hemisphere. From these bodies of light comes the makings of our zodiac, our solar system, and all the visible constellations. With this natural order as their grid, the 10-month solar calendar was fashioned. Our solar system has 10 heavenly bodies, 1 sun and 9 planets. Thus, they factored together a calendar of 10 months, each consisting of 36 days, 4 weeks in a month, 9 days in a week. They developed a system of 60 seconds to a minute and 60 minutes to an hour. This was done by adding the 12 miles a second it takes the sun to travel around Alcyone. Multiplied 10 times gave them 120 miles of movement in 60 seconds, until realizing that at each cycle of 60, a new star alignment occurred. Thus, the sidereal year was born. It came to be understood that a sidereal sight in Osiris occurred annually at the same time. The sighting of Cyrus provided the answers to the number of hours in one orbit of the Earth around the Sun, which is 8,766 hours. Armed with this information, a calendar could be accurately devised consisting of 10 months of 36 days, 4 weeks in a month, 9 days in a week, and 8,766 hours in a year. What made the solar calendar so unique was its concept of time allotment, such as allotting 12 hours to the day and 12 hours to the night, and 35 minutes that were split between the Duat and Tuat, the latter being the periods between sunrise and sunset, respectively. This resulted in the sighting of familiar stars at a predictable and seasonal occurrence. Each day of the year was heralded by a star that gave identity to your significance, and in this way they related time and space and the stars. Every second was accounted for, and the natural order was observed. This produced the first of the ancient Egyptian calendars and was known as a solar calendar of 360 24-hour and 35-minute days in a year based on the sighting of stars. This is an understanding that went beyond the moon and allowed 100% accuracy. Now, I'm quite sure that many of you are asking the question, did our most earliest ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors relate or equate the moon to our calendar? Yes, strangely enough, in their own way they did. Jehuti, the teacher of Asa, was known as the Nechi of the moon. It was under his instigation that the Jehutian calendar, consisting of 365 days, comes into being. Because of the strong effect that the moon displays in other calendars, they are without a doubt derived from this system. The story continues in classic ancient Egyptian pageantry that weaves fact with fiction and theories that involve the movement of the stars. It was after the earth was saved from the insects and the planet was ready for humankind that Ra had forbid the allotment of more time so that mankind could be born on the earth. Only within the existing order of time would life forms be allowed. All the other forms were created and surviving. Only mankind need be added to complete the 7 forms of life that are found on the earth. Seb, the earth Necher, petitioned Lord Jehuti, the moon Necher, to plead with Ra, the sun Necher, for an allotment of time, so that his mate Nut, the sky Netert, could give birth to the earth Necherus. But Ra was unrelenting. It was known that the great company of gods and goddesses would often gather and engage in games of chance. Ra was in need of someone to give names to all the forms of life which he had allowed to evolve, and in this way his works would have meaning. You see, Ra was beginning to grow old from the billions and billions of years of existence. He found this task too tedious. A wager was arranged between Ra and Jehuti, with the winner indulging the other. Jehuti would name all the forms of life which Ra had allowed to evolve if he should lose. While should Ra lose, the 35 minutes that exist between the Duat and the Twat would be forfeited. In a wager that is known only to the great company of gods and goddesses, Lord Jehuti was the victor. He claimed his prize, the 35 minutes of time that he gained control of, leaving an exact cycle of 10 months, 4 weeks, 9 days, totaling 360. The 35 minutes, when multiplied by 360, totaled 5 1/4 days, added on to a year that still had 8,766 hours. The question now is, how could our most earliest ancient African indigenous primordial ancestors add 5 1/4 days and not have a leap year? This also clarifies the final usage of the moon in our calendar. If you recall that on the zodiac of Dendra, there are mention of the Apagamor days, or Renpet. These are the days that were gained by Lord Jehuti. The 5 1/4 days that were added on to the 360-day Earth orbit are the days that the Earth Netches were born. On the Ipeteru, Shabit, and Tuaru Bama, they are visible in the month of Ptah, with the moon going through its phases, signaling the sighting of the star Subtit and the 5 1/4 days of observance, until the stars align again, starting anew the year. These 5 1/4 days are accounted for by observance, prayer, meditation, fasting, festival, and observance. Every day of the orbit of the Earth is accounted for in that singular revolution. There was no need of leap year. This is the understanding that was lost, stolen, and denied with the intervention of Julius Caesar and the Romans. It is obvious that the Romans dissected the Jehutian calendar, which is in use today, adding Latin names and interpretations and the concept of leap year. Remember, the word calendar originates from the Latin word calendae. The Ipiteru Shabit Temtua Heru Pamaat, the ancient Rasaurian Khemetic solar civil lunar calendar, is all these calendars in one, with 3 versions that encompasses the message that was depicted on the ceiling of the ancient Egyptian temple of Heru in Dendera. In closing, I would like to say, in the words of our great divine Atef Nut, paternal father, Asa Unefa Kentiamenti, that within the whole of the universe, nothing is ever added and nothing is ever lost. This has been a www.taoriginals.com audio recording. Pa nata apupamaat, was digit, kuja seneb, uben napike pandepu heru ma'ati, rising always in divine excellence with ma'at, every day, all day. Atumra Hotep.
All right, so that was Masiba Patasik Rasar, of course, and what you heard was the free audio CD in part that comes with your purchase of the Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian Calendar. The audio CD is pictured here. With your purchase, you may have already seen in the slide that you will also receive a free PDF of the Cosmic Egg as well, which you will receive by email. The calendar and audio CD will come together in the mail. Let's see. What was it? Yeah, so let me change screens here. The calendar can be purchased on my Etsy page. And when you get to the Etsy page, it will look like this. So that's how you know you're on the right page or you're in the right place. So I did mention that I have my Ast Maat Tf Nut page on Facebook and YouTube. So when you go to Facebook, you'll see this page here, and the picture you'll see, I am pictured with my Siba Patasik Rasar and also Siba Ramutef Kweb, and right there at the top is a link to the Etsy account for your calendar. And also, last for right now, I'm going to share the YouTube page, so when you get there, you know where you're at and what it looks like. So here on the YouTube page as well as the Facebook page is the Precious Treasure Immortality series, and we have 4 segments so far, and right now we plan to in 3 days have the 5th segment. And those segments feature my Siba Patasik Rasar, and he goes into great detail about what you're hearing about today. So for more details, more information, of course, you can contact me, and of course, you can contact him on Facebook. He is known, his Facebook page is Pata Asar. Not Patasik Rasar. So if you type that in, it won't be there. So on Facebook, you will type in Pata Asar, and you can inbox him. He'll be more than happy to speak to you in regards to today's topic and related topics. All right, so that's that. So this is what I want to do. This is what I am doing. So again, I am here primarily, what brought me here was the opportunity to be able to share more what the calendar looks like and suggestions and key notes you should maybe take when you're using the calendar. I created a short video for someone because on the Etsy account and other places, you mostly just see this in the audio CD. You don't see how everything is lined up. That's my notes. Hold up. You don't see how the month is right above the page where the days are at. You don't see the outline, the layout of the calendar. So this is what it looks like. And then anytime what you saw in the presentation is on the back, and it includes the Rasaurian legend. And the last segment, we have started to talk about the color codes and which each of these rings, which each one represents. All right, so what I'm going to start out first with, reading the comments. My bad, y'all. I'm used to my touch screen. I'm working on this, not touching the screen, using my mouse. So right now I'm going to go back to this PowerPoint, and with these, so there are some people already have their calendar. Some people are in the process of receiving their calendar, and because they've already ordered it, and some people still have it in their cart. So this is an effort to give you information, to give you knowledge. So when you have your calendar, you may be able to work a little ahead of the series, the segments, which comes like once a week. We like to do it twice a week, but sometimes that's not possible. So first we have the first month in the calendar, which is DJHUTI. I say DJHUTI. Also, so first what I'm going to do is go through each month so you can see it and you'll know the name of it. So when you have your calendar, you can more identify with it, as well as the fact that, let me show you right quick if you don't already have your calendar. Here on the side of the calendar is the name of the month. And those are some of my notes, so excuse my notes. Yeah, the name of the calendar is on the side over here. And it's color coded as well, so if that would help you. So anyway, back to the name, back to each month. So the first month we have DJHUTI, and the second month we have RENENUT, and actually we're in the month of RENENUT right now. And for some of you, maybe like the first month, we in the second month. Yes, we're in the second month. The first month starts, the new year is in July, and I'll talk more about that when we get back to the month of DJHUTI. So yes, the second month is RENENUT, and RENENUT is spelled RENENUT. For everybody taking notes. Next, we have SOBEK. This SOBEK is spelled SOBEK. Next, we have MIN, spelled MIN. We then have HET-HERU, Het, H-E-T, Heru, H-E-R-U. Then we have Heru. Heru is spelled H-E-R-U. Then we have Apet, A-P-E-T. Again, for those taking notes. The next month is HERU-KHUTI. Heru, H-E-R-U. KHUTI, K-H-U-T-I. Then we have Sekhmet, S-E-K-H-M-E-T. Then we have Ptah, which is the last month. Again, there's only 10 months in this 3-in-1 calendar, and Ptah is spelled P-T-A-H. So we're going to go back up to the first month and discuss it briefly. Hold on here. So the first month, the Renpet, which you heard Siba Ptah Secret Sar speak about in the audio, is the new year, and depend on, like here, the new year is July 25th. Depends on where you're located at. It can be in August as well. So that's just some study opportunity, and or tune into a segment for more information on that. So that in part explains why the first month is DJHUTI. We're in the second month, and some of you are going according to the Gregorian calendar. So you're thinking it's the 9th month. We're actually in the second month, which we say month is Abet. So you may hear me say Abet and I'm saying month. Okay. Also in this calendar, okay, so the first month, according to the Gregorian calendar, DJHUTI covers July 25th through August 29th. And if you have your calendar, you'll be able to see that and a little more. Then, so let me go to these pictures so y'all can see and keep up. Well, I can keep up with where I'm at. All right, so now we are now in the month of RENENUT. And RENENUT, according to the Gregorian calendar, covers August 30th through October the 4th. In Sobek covers October 5th through November the 9th. And I'm not going to go through the whole calendar, but that gives you an idea of how this 3-in-1 calendar is made up, and how it has solar, sidereal, and lunar calendar included in it. So that's the information I want to share today as far as the months. I said I was only going to cover DJHUTI and RENENUT. I went a little further, but it's okay. So next, what I want to talk to everyone about is the days of the week. There are 9 days in a week, not the 7 according to the Gregorian calendar. And on the last segment 4, we covered the days of the week. We covered those. We were starting into the months and more details on those. So the first day of the week is Ra, R-A. Second day of the week is DJHUTI, D-J-H-U-T-I. The next one is Seb. The third day of the week is Seb, S-E-B. And there's been conversation about it being Geb. In the Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian Calendar, it is Seb, S-E-B. Next, we have Ast. Fourth day of the week is Ast, A-S-T. Next, we have Mesta, M-E-S-T-A. Hold on. Or Amsta. 6th day of the week, we have Hapi. So counting across from you go down to the 6th one, that's Hapi, H-A-P-I-I. The 7th day of the week is Twamutef, spelled T-U-A-M-U-T-E-F. The 8th day of the week is Quebsenef, Q-E-B-S-E-N-U-F. And the 9th day of the week is Haru, Okay, so we have just some comments. Okay, people sharing their comments here. Helical and Ramutef Queb is here with his feedback as well. And I'm sharing this for purposes of study for all of those with their pens and paper out, taking notes. A few moments here. Oh, and Ramutef is speaking about the days. When he says not 7, 8, or 10, he's speaking about the 9 days of the week, I'm pretty sure. And Jovan Francis L. from Facebook says, Islam greetings, and Hotep Dua to you. Peace, brother. And what about the God set? Give me more information on that, D. Calico, your question. Thank you. Let's see. So, okay, back to this PowerPoint. Now, in segment number 4, we were starting to cover and share with you the legend. And when you have your calendar and you view it, you're able to not only look at the actual charts here at the top and bottom and see, go by the days here, you will be able to get to the level of where you can look at the back here. And just from looking at this, you're able to know what day it is and what season it is. Okay, set is in the legend. D. Calico is when you ask the question, what about the God set? Is it into regard you or you're wanting to know where set is at in the calendar? So if you would clarify that for me. If so, Ramotef Web says set is in the legend. All right. Okay. So I set up this PowerPoint, and along with Siba Patah Secret Sar, we had I think we covered the first 3 months in segment 4. So we were sharing with everyone. Now, here on this register, and I'm gonna crop it out for you here. Along the top, you'll see blue and yellow. On the second line, you'll see yellow, and it goes into an orangish color. The third line of the register is all blue. And underneath that third line, Siba Patah Secret Sar was sharing with everyone how the days of the week are represented by the suns, the circular glyphs in the lower part of the register. And the stars represent the 10 months of the year. Okay, and also, while we're looking at this, now where this corresponds with the calendar to match it up. So when you turn to the back of the calendar and you can know what time it is without looking and flipping through the calendar, this is where the two go together. So this register here, I put it over the legend in the back. So where on the first line, you see the blue and yellow color, it corresponds with the blue in the, let me get my pointer. It corresponds with this blue here. And then the yellow goes to this here, which is Kepra, which you may know as Cancer. And then it goes into what you would know as Leo. So this is the zodiacs here. And then the second line here, the yellow that transitions into the orange color, that is here represented by the seasons. There are 4 seasons and or 3 seasons, depends on which hemisphere you're in. So you can see that here without the register at the bottom half distorting your view. So here there are the 4 seasons. and then next are the 3. So right now, as I said and share with everyone during my HESI, we are in the first season, and that's the season of Shamu, and that is this blue color right here. And this star right here represents the new year, the Renpet. So we start here and go around here to the first season. Then we go into the green, which is the second season. And then this red, which is the third season. Next, we have the months of the year, and that is here, and we already went over those. So first it was DJHUTI, and then you go along 1 through 10, and these are the months. And then next are the days, and the first day was Ra, and so Ra is pictured, is represented here with the red background and the sun disk. And then you go day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and so on. And then we get back to Ra. So it just continues the days 1 through 9. And Siba Patah Secret Sar in the audio mentioned the Dendra Zodiac, and that is represented by this purple square here. And the Dendra Zodiac actually now I have a few calendars. I have the calendar from the 2018-19 year, and in the back of this calendar is a portion of the Dendra Zodiac from Wikipedia. And it says the sculptured Dendra Zodiac is a widely known Egyptian bas relief from the ceiling of the portico of a chapel dedicated to Osiris in the Hathor temple of Dendra, containing images of Taurus, the bull, and the Libra, the scale. And it has more information there. So if you want more on that, just go to Wikipedia and type that in. It's DENDERA Zodiac. And again, that information is here in the 2018-19 calendar. So I study with these calendars. They don't just hang on the wall and I walk by it and look at it. I didn't, at the time I was new to this information. I was not yet a student of Tesha Kara, Holy House of Ra, and I used this to study in it. I didn't purchase it and then stick it in a drawer or a closet. It does not have use in there unless someone will come along later and use it and you purchased it for them. So anyway, okay, so D Calico said yes, he wanted to know where, hold on, D Calico, yes, he wanted to know where God's set was at in the calendar. All right, so yes, it's in the legend. I mean, set is in the legend. All right, now, I did not come here to keep everyone for a lengthy amount of time. I just wanted to stop by and share that information. And now I will have a video to direct people to when they have specific questions. It was my intention to answer the questions I've received so far as a global distributor of the Rasaurian calendar. Siba Ramutef is also an official global distributor of the calendar as well. So you can contact him and or Siba Patah Secret Sar. And again, if you're going to contact Siba on Facebook, use this name to locate him in his Facebook account and send him the message or information you need. Also, I want to speak right quick on payment options. Siba Patah Secret Sar, he accepts money orders. And I work primarily with the Etsy account and PayPal. I also have Cash App and my email. You can send me information and I'll get the calendar to you. And I have had people make requests that I've not listed, such as I use Zelle, I use Apple Pay. If there's another form of payment you would like to use, just contact one of us and let us know, and we will make the adjustments for you. That will not be an issue. Ramotef says, if you can, show them the 9th day and countdown. The 9th day on here or the 9th day in the PowerPoint. I'm gonna do both. He'll let me know. He'll do our Usiba. All right. So okay, so here he wants me to give you the 9th day and count down, and I appreciate his guidance because there's something. All right. So the 9th day is here. We're counting down to the 8th day, and the 7th day, the 6th day, the 5th day, the 4th day, the 3rd day, the 2nd day, the 1st day. And I'm gonna see now if that's what he. So Sibu Ramotef Queb, should I call you? Do you want an invite into the show? Let me know. I'll send you an invite. If you want me to call you, I can call you and you can speak by phone. And again, this is an example of we coordinate and work with each other and make adjustments accordingly. So otherwise, okay, sure. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send him an invite. Give me a few moments here. And then it'll take him a few moments to get in the room, in the studio. So I will share other points of the calendar with you as well. And also, I'm coordinating with Siba Patasik Rasar on what time we will be bringing you the show in a few days. And once I have the information, I will post it so you all are aware and you can catch up with us there. And few more moments here. Okay, so Ramutef, I'm going to put this in your messenger. Actually, did I put? Okay. You know what? Go to, if you would, go to the Precious Treasures group chat in Facebook and get the link there. I appreciate that. Dua. And for the audience, I appreciate you all and your patience. And next time, for learning purposes, I've learned something myself today. Next time, what I will do is ahead of time, send the link out to Siba Ramotef Queb and Siba Patasik Rasar. Even though I launch out to do this myself, we work together, and I appreciate the feedback that they're able to provide. Again, for one, because Ramotef has been a student for at least 4 years, and I've been a student for less than 6 months. And I'm journeying out here to share what I can with everyone so that there is clarity when you're using your calendar. So it's just not sitting around and collecting dust, because this is precious. You cannot purchase this just for it to collect dust. I mean, you can, but I would not like to see that. I would not like to know that's happening. So please don't tell me about that. Naomi Mack from Facebook has a question about the, can you say what the 2 outer rings on the legend represent again? Yes, actually, while we wait on Ramotef Queb, I appreciate your feedback, dua, because what I will do while we wait for him is go into detail, because I did not give the detail, I just generally mentioned it. So yes, Naomi Mack, I'll do that now. Now I have to figure out what to do. Divine, feminine. Okay. So the outermost ring and the second ring actually merge into each other. So the first ring, if you look close, you'll see the lines. There are lines above the beetle sign, which is Kepra, the astrological sign, which you may know as Cancer. So right above that are the lines, and you'll notice the lines go around the entire outer circle. And those represent the days in each zodiac sign. And so the second inner ring, let me go to here so I can point, use my pointer. Okay, so this is the outermost ring. And this right here is the second ring. And they actually merge, so you'll see it's green out here, and it goes green in here, in yellow, and then into the yellow. Those are 2 separate rings. So the one out here is the days of each zodiac. And in here, this is the zodiac. And Sibu Ramotef Queb will be here shortly. We anticipate he'll be here. We expect him. We did a video together, and we addressed and shared each zodiac. And just like the calendar, the zodiac and the days of each zodiac, like the months, June and July in Cancer, do not work out like that, like some people are used to from the European Western astrology. So we share with everyone the actual zodiac month and days for each zodiac here. And a little background on that and how we got there. Again, I had videos that I was preparing on Crumb TV. And let's see here. I have videos I was preparing on Crumb TV. And what I had prepared was I myself study astrology, Western astrology. Did not know any better. I knew what I knew. And I was looking at my birth chart, and Sibu Ramotef works with actual birth charts. So he'll speak on that as well. And so, for example, looking at the glyphs while I was studying, I noticed that Jupiter looked like the number 4. So I was thinking, and after studying, I was looking at all the paperwork on the table, and I noticed a few other zodiac glyphs look like numbers. So I did some study, and then I found out that the glyphs have ancient versions, modern day versions, and some are in the process of being changed again. So some people have tattoos, for example, and they have the lion head to represent the Leo. And so there is a time that may come where that glyph is no longer valid. So you'll be walking people who have glyphs, and according to the Western European astrology, they will be outdated. So they'll be walking around with outdated glyphs and symbols on their body. So in that, because there was a part 1 and part 2. In part 1, Sibu Ramotef Queb was in the comment section, and he was sharing. So I would speak on Cancer, and I would give the background of Cancer and let everybody know that Cancer may not be what you think Cancer is. And so Ramotef would be in the comments, and he'd be sharing Cancer equals Kepra. I was like, what? At the time, it was spelled Kepra, Khpra. And I was like, what is that? But since then, I've learned that it's Kepra and how to pronounce it, so I'm familiar now. So that's how me and Ramu Tef met, and so now I am also a student of Tesha Para, and at this time I'm going to ask Siba Ramu Tef Kweb to introduce himself to everyone and speak more to us about the 9th day and the countdown, and if you would speak to us about more detail as you would like about the zodiac signs. For example, Cancer is Kepra, and share with them information about their birth star and the charts that you do, if you would.
Upon the top, upon my peace of love to everybody. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. Ast Maat Tf Nut. I greatly appreciate it. But what I was getting at is that on the calendar, there's like a mathematical equation, right? So we all know 1 through 9 when it comes to numerology. What I wanted people to notice is when you go to the 9th day of the year, just start counting down. Do your numerology, and you're going to see how in sync this calendar is. When Ptah says this calendar is fixed, it is definitely fixed. There's no way around it whatsoever. Like a lot of people been trying to, study, and the formula is, 9 and 10. However, the 10-day goes with two aspects. One with the 36 deacons, the other is with the seasons or the seasons of Kemet.
The
That's the
nine
reason.
days. The 9 days from Tef.
Well, I'm saying for I'm talking about for like the 10-day when the ancestors used the
Okay, go
10-day.
ahead.
That was
I
just
got
dealing
you.
with the lunar aspect or the seasonal aspect of it or the agricultural aspect. When it comes to dealing with 9, that's dealing with how you say that higher learning, higher consciousness in a sense. Because when you start really studying the calendar, if you're a numbers person, you would have caught that as soon as you looked at it, but not a lot of people has caught that. Then when you start adding, the day as one, and then you add another one. Let's just say, for instance, the first day of the year, right? Was one as the first month of Tahuti. One is the first day of Ra, the first day of the year, and then with us being in the year 10, if you add it all together, this year is 3 when it comes to sound number. Then the next day is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Repeat. And it goes through that in a sequence. And then when it comes to the next year, it's going to be 4. And then you just count and you just keep counting. When you start counting that down, you're going to start seeing certain phenomena happening within this plane that we call Seb or Earth. Once you start clicking into that, then you can better prepare yourself if you have or if you know your good days and bad days in a sense, or if you know when it's time for your season, when your birthright is coming up. And when it comes to me giving those birthrights, what I do is like basic astrologer's
Hold on.
information. That's for you.
Ramu Tef, right
But
quick before you continue. I want to share with everyone that you are pictured here. This is you. So those that don't know what you look like, this is Siba Ramutep Web here, pictured with me and Siba Patah Secret Star.
oh yeah, that's me.
And
Yeah.
yep, that's him. And as his name is on the screen, that's also his Facebook page, and he will also, after when he gets to the point, tell you where you can find him as well.
Well,
If
I'll
you
go ahead
will
and do that.
continue, please.
I'll go ahead and do that now. You can find me on Facebook as Ramatep Queb. You can find me also on Instagram as Ramatep_Queb. You can also find me on YouTube as The Cosmic Thought. It's still in production still, but you can definitely find me on there as well. And then you can also find me on Memoirs of Karmic Dynasty. You can find me on Crumb TV on the sections that I did. Also recently with Conscious Crazy with the brother Conscious Said. And any other ways to find me, just
Branch of
message me.
knowledge.
Branch of, oh yeah, Branch of Knowledge, that is right. And Branch of Knowledge as well. And then also on Denise Grant's page as well. aka Yasini. Shout out to
And
Sister.
those are the YouTube channels.
Correct, correct,
Yeah.
correct. Also, so getting back to the astrology part. So what I do is I try to help folks figure out how to do astrology themselves. I give you a geodite or a location of where your star is located. From there, I give you the basic information, like finding out that hey, your sun sign is, say for instance, like today, still in Sekhmet, aka Leo. So those who think they're Virgos, in a sense, they never have been Virgos. And the way I can prove that is that I can take your birth starting point and place it into day and what people know as 2020, but we know it as year 10 due to the phenomenon of precession. Once you start to figure that part out, individual has the capability to understand how to command the cosmic forces that allow you love, guidance, protection through the daily experiences of ponderable matter. What I mean by that is that I'm giving you the power within the calendar to make yourself that calendar. And if you're a person who literally watches the stars and know where the planetary bodies are at on a yearly basis, if you know those frequencies that those planets give, you have the ability to evolve past anybody who's around you in a sense. It's still in a sense up to debate when it comes to the glyphs. That's something that Ast Maat Tf Nut has spoke on her first part 1 of decoding or destroying the Western astrology. So when it comes to that part particularly, there's a lot that goes with that. There's a whole lot that goes with that. But what I'm offering folks is the opportunity to allow yourself to live into your purpose, to live within the cosmos according to how the cosmos operates. Well, the calendar itself is a how you say the upawat or the doorway or the opening of the way to that part. A lot of people don't get down with the Kemetic uh, teachings in a sense, but we're not just Kemetic in a sense. We have a lot of cultures out here. We have a lot of schools of thought at that. But at the end of the day, not I want to say not any of them, but a lot of them don't even have their own time or let alone know how to tell time. Because a lot of them still use that Gregorian calendar and then they try to make a 10-day calendar and still implement Gregorian style words or Gregorian style ways to adjust to it. And I remember as a while ago, Crumb. It cracked me up when he was doing a presentation. I can't remember which one it was, but he was speaking on the calendar, and he said, if there's a calendar that has more than 7 days in it, let me know. I want to know, because a lot of people, if you look at their calendar, they don't have a particular name for the rest of the days of the week. When you look at it, the primordial sources will show you that they had 9 days with 9 names. Then you get to 10 with the 10th one. That's just dealing with the season. So that's just all numbers, festivals, uh, rituals, things of that nature. When dealing with this, you're dealing with your actual, what I would call moving with your electron, because that's how I am on a daily basis. That's why I'm always on the road. I feel bad when I can't let people see my face in a sense because I'm always on the road. I'm always moving with my electrons, always trying to stay busy. Because now that I figure out who I am, I just know the type of energy that I need to stay connected with, so I always stay moving.
And
And then,
Ramu,
oh yeah, and
could
then I
you?
seen a comment. I can't think of the comment.
What was it about?
Oh, I apologize. No, I seen a
So
comment on here. Yeah, there it is.
now we had a question about the two outer rings. I shared briefly about the two outer rings. Could you give us go around starting with Kepra, go around with us and tell everyone the names of each one. And we're not going to get into the dates. They can actually review one of the video. Actually, is not in the link. So if you want to watch the video, go to YouTube, Branch of Knowledge, and you'll be looking for your zodiac sign is being replaced today. That's the name of that video. Your zodiac sign is being replaced today, and it's on Branch of Knowledge. Seba, Ramotef Web, if you would, start here with Cancer and go around what they know as Cancer is Kepra, and give them the names of them for us, please. And your mic is muted as well. I know I heard a train go by. Okay.
I apologize. But yes, starting with the top most outer ring, you'll see the blue with the beetle with the wings. That is what we call Kepra. We replace Cancer with Kepra. Then next you go to Sekhmet or Helical, which is folks know as Leo. Then
The
we go
yellow.
to the yellow. Then we go to the green. You have Ast, and we replace Virgo with Ast. Then you go to the silver, and we
Yeah.
replace Libra with Upawat. Then you get to the blue, we replace Scorpio with Serket. You get to the yellow again, we replace Sagittarius with Neat. We get to the green, we replace Capricorn with Amut or Amit, depending on tomatoes. We get to the silver, we get into the age that we're in right now, which is Ma'at Hapi Asar. We replace Aquarius with Ma'at Hapi Asar. Then you have the blue, and we replace Pisces with Set. Then we get back to the yellow, and we replace Aries with Amen. Then we get to the green, we replace Taurus with Ptah. We get to the silver, we replaced Gemini with Shu and Tefnut, and then right back to Kepra. That outer ring is the
Which is
precession as
Cancer.
well as the solar aspect of the calendar. The solar aspect goes clockwise, the precession goes counterclockwise. The second ring under that, I apologize, guys. I apologize, go ahead.
Okay. If you would, so we also had a question about someone wanted to know if you already shared how to find out your true birthday. And you haven't shared that yet. Also, I thought it was maybe just me, but your sound is going in and out. And again, I know it's because you're traveling. So let us go do the zodiacs one more time, and I will repeat those for you. So here in the blue, let me check somewhere. Okay. Here in the blue is Cancer, is Kepra, actually. Khpra, which is known in Western astrology as Cancer. And next, Ramutef, you said we had Sekhmet,
Helical.
Leo, Herokuti. Okay, yeah, Herokuti, Herukuti. And I spelled that earlier for everyone. If you were not here, it's Heru. Kuti, Khuti. And that is replacing Leo. And next in the green, we have Ast, Ast, and Ast is replacing, was it Virgo?
Correct.
Okay. And then in the silver, we have
Upawat.
Upawat. That's spelled Upuat, and that is replacing
Libra.
Libra. Next we have, what's next, Ramuta? Replacing Scorpio.
Serket.
Serket. Okay, there it is. And that's spelled Serkhet. Next, replacing Sagittarius, we have Ramuta.
Neat. NIT. Neat.
Okay, NIT, neat. Okay. And then replacing Sagittarius. Did we just do that?
Yeah.
No. Replacing Sagittarius, we have,
Neat.
okay, we did do that. All right. Next is in the green.
In the green. Amut or Amit, depending on, you know, the Menenetra.
Okay. So it's AMUT
Mm-hmm.
or AMIT.
NET. Yeah.
And okay, and that's replacing Capricorn. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And next we have, okay. And next we have Aquarius. We're replacing in the silver.
Ma'at
Hapiasar. MAAT. Hapi. HAPII. Asar. ASR. And next in the blue, we are replacing
Pisces.
Pisces. And that would be with what?
With Set.
Spell that for me.
That would be with Set. SCT or ST.
Oh, that's set. Okay. So that's set. SET here in the blue. Replacing Pisces. And next we go on. Why is my, what's in the yellow Ramatef one?
That's Aries. But that's what we call it. Amen.
Okay, Amen. AMEN, replacing Aries here in the yellow. And then Taurus would be here in the green. And Ramutep, that's being replaced by
Ptah.
Ptah, PTAH. And last we have Gemini in the silver being replaced by,
Shu and Tef Nut.
say that one more time.
Shu and Tef Nut.
Oh, Shu and Tefnut. Shu, SHU, Tefnut, TFNUT. All right, so that I like to think covered the sound going in and out. Naomi Mack, I appreciate your feedback. And we were addressing the two outer rings, and we got that feedback from Naomi Mack as well. And so next, and then we're gonna go. I gotta go. If you would tell everyone about finding out their true birthday
Can you hear me?
as well, and how the stars not in the sky on what they think is their birthday.
All right. So, and that goes back to the 7 day count. One thing that folks got to realize is that you got to take the 7 days out your vocabulary, your mind, your thoughts, all that. Because if you stick on that 7 day, it's going to um, deceive you when it comes to your birthday. Because like every 4 years, your birthday skips 2 days. It's bad enough that it skips a day every year due to their calendar because of those extra 5 days that they have. There are 5 days, but they're, how you say, hidden in a sense. They're actually the 360
And
days itself. Go ahead.
okay, so I'm gonna piggyback right quick because your sound is going in and out. So the 5 days that you're speaking about is on referenced and spoke of in the audio CD, which I played in the beginning of this broadcast. So If you received the Rasaurian calendar, you also should have received your audio CD. So reference the CD and or once this video is over, rewind it back and listen to the CD and you'll hear Siba, the top secret SAR, speaking on the 5 days. But go ahead, Ramata.
Hold on one second. All right, so yeah, dealing with that 7 day. The 7 days basically just throws everything off. Yeah, 8 day calendar, a 10 day calendar keeps you sound, but it doesn't connect you to the cosmos, all like that. When it comes to finding your birth star, every person on this realm all has a birth star, no matter what form of life, unless you are artificially created. Um, when finding that star itself is within those constellations. However, it also is within the age that you were born. So, say for instance, majority of us in this live broadcast, besides anyone born after the Gregorian year of 2012, are all what you would call Pisceans
You
in a
said
sense.
most of us,
Hold
okay,
on,
you
see if I
went
can.
out, you said most of us,
Hold on, I'm seeing if I can change my microphone. One second,
okay.
I apologize. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Here we go. All right.
So you were saying most of us, and then I heard you mention Gregorian calendar.
Yes, most of us were born in the age of Set. Majority of us were born in the age of Set. So when it comes to your star, our stars is like in in the constellation of Pisces. I would just say the Western astrology terminology for these names so people can follow along. So a lot of our stars are within Pisces. Also, the thing about it is when we travel through these constellations, for some odd reason, we can see like a mirrored reflection of our position within that quadrant. So even though we're all within Pisces in a sense, but as we transition to this new age, our stars in a sense are within um or how you say transversing into my PSR Aquarius. So as the sun travels and travels and travels, and as we're watching it on our plane as it turns or aka rise and falls or aka turns again, you start to notice how that motion goes. And as you see that motion, even though it's going through these constellations, but we have to picture that we're looking through, like what's the right way to say it? We're looking through from the Aquarius sector versus being in Set's sector or Pisces sector. So as we're traveling through these ages, we'll start to see our stars in a sense, and some of us is dim, some of us are not. But as we start to connect back to it, I shit you not, excuse my language, but those stars are going to start lighting up again because it's like confirmation that you have connected back into the tapestry of the cosmos. And as we're doing that, when the sun leaves that constellation of whatever constellation you were born under, within that constellation itself is a star. But you got to also remember we're also looking at it from uh Aquarius. So as you're looking at that star, say for instance, like for my own, when you look at the constellation of Leo, and then once we start moving into Os, we got one more day until we move into the season of Virgo in a sense, or Os. Once you see the Leo constellation, you're going to start seeing stars within that constellation. Within those stars is your star. Within those stars is other people's stars. And then that's when you get those galaxies. And then that's when you start to realize that certain individuals on this planet are either that galaxy itself or they're that black hole, which is a galaxy, or they are this or that. Within those stars, they're big, they're small, and you start to resonate with it. When you actually locate it, you'll see it every time in the sky, especially well, only at night, obviously, but you'll be able to see it all the time. But when it's your day is when that sun moves into it. And when it moves into it, I tell folks this is where the birth chart comes in. When that star comes in, you'll know your star date. When that's you go by that star date, I give you the layout, which is your ascending, or what they call the horoscope. You have your midhaven, your descending, so on and so forth. So you'll start to know about the houses within your own self. From there, look for the planetary bodies within each and every one of those signs of those zodiacs, and you'll start to recognize how to go about your year. Every year, you should always look of what planetary bodies is where on your star date, because that gives you a glimpse into the future of yourself. You can either walk the path that is written, that you written in a sense, or you can try to change it and still be subjugated, lobotomized, so on and so forth.
Yes. Um, Now back to this true birthday question. I know that people contact Ramu Web for their birthday, their actual birthday. I had a read myself, and in brief, and this is what you will find out as part of yours. Siba Ramu Web shared with me that with me being here in Indianapolis, Indiana, um, my birthday, and actually people born in this area, their birthdays are actually 10 days before your birthday. So I was born on the 24th. My actual birthday is now the 14th.
Correct.
Ramutep, could you on that briefly and confirm that before we move on?
All right, so yeah, that's the one thing that I'm going to be teaching folks is how to, you know, teach folks how to find their birth star. And the best way to find out is learning what is the helical horizon of where you were born at. And as Ast Maat Tf Nut stated earlier, that also on the calendar is I give folks a geodite of certain parts or locations. Now, when it's saying specifically the East Coast, I'm saying not just like Boston, New York, Pennsylvania, parts of Ohio, but within those states that we live in, or even around the world, each one is a little different from the other. So, say for instance, anybody who lives, say for instance, in we'll say Dayton, Ohio, or something like that, or someone who lives in Toledo, right? Toledo's helical horizon would be August 4th on the Gregorian calendar, which is a day after those who live in Boston, New York, uh, Pennsylvania, and I think West Virginia. And then as you start to look at that part, you're going to start to find out that certain parts of our maps are a lot different. Say, for instance, where I was born at in Cuba, it lines up with the Helical horizon on the 25th of um, of Kemet. So when it comes to my birth star chart, I go exactly by the calendar itself because my place of birth lines up with the calendar. When it comes to, say, for instance, Ast Maat Tf Nut, hers is 10 days because hers lines up with I know it's either 10 or 11 days. I think it is because yours is on. I want to say August 4th. I want to say it's on August 4th. So
Yeah,
it's days.
yeah, my chart you made it was 10 days
The part that where you're at. So that
for
means
me.
it was, yeah, so it was 10 days. So for you, specifically, it was 10 days after the Helical horizon over in Kemet. So what I tell people is you take however many days it takes to get back um to the Helical horizon Kemet, and you subtract that from your birthday, and that is your actual birthday. Something that's like kind of simple, but it's it's kind of weird to go by that. But one thing I've been recognizing as the years go by, as I study under Siba Bata and under the temple, is that that star itself reveals a lot, especially
Mm.
when it comes to mapping out this world, which is my next step, or what I've been continuing to do since early this year. And within the month of Tahuti, I've started to figure out that certain parts of our map that's in the United States is not lined up how we thought it is. So, for instance, we'll
Right.
say like myself, Cuba. Then you have parts in Florida. You have uh, New Orleans specifically, and you also have Houston that all line up with the Helical rising in Kemet. So we all know that it rises in the east, right? So why is the South rising in the east first? But at the same time, it's at the center of
Mm.
the planet. So it's lining up to the center. So New Orleans, which is a very spiritual city, makes a lot of sense. When it comes to Houston, why Houston is so big, why certain parts in Florida is so big, why, you know, uh, America had their little beef with Cuba, things of that nature. And it starts to make a lot of sense. But then here's the other kicker. I learned that Connecticut itself, its Helical rising is on July 28th. So that's 3 days after the Helical rising in Kemet. So why is something that's on the East Coast lined up before the East Coast itself, which makes no sense. It really
Mm-hmm.
makes no sense because it's like Connecticut is right there, part of the East Coast, but somehow, some way, it's 3 days later after the Helical rising uh in
Hmm.
Kent. And then when it comes to the East Coast itself, ranging from Boston to New York to Pennsylvania to parts of Ohio and parts of Indiana and so forth, their Helical rising is on August the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just that's being off topic, and I apologize. But that's how
We're
you will be.
not off topic.
That's how you will find your birth stars, by learning and knowing where Cyrus is at on the day of your birth. What is the helical horizon? When does the helical horizon appear on the day of your birth in the city that you're in? And when you find that out, then you basically um, connect right back into the cosmos. And from there, a lot of things start to go your way. It all depends on how you go about it.
Right. Okay. Well, that answers the questions we have here in the room. I appreciate you being here and coming in and being willing to come in on short notice and assist me with this presentation today. Again, for purposes of those who may have missed your information before, if you would share with everyone who you are and where they can find you, and definitely so they can get that birth chart information from you and also contact you as an official global distributor of the Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian Calendar.
Right. Again, Anouk Ramatef Queb. I'm Ramatef Queb. I'm from the Temple of Tesha Ra, Holy House of Ra. I'm also a global distributor of the Rasaurian Solar Sidereal Lunar Calendar. I'm also a member of the Nagati, the Naga Association and its institutes. You can find me on Facebook as Ramatef Queb. You can also find me on Instagram as Ramatef Queb underscore Queb. If you want to learn and find out your birth chart, just message me or either on both of those platforms, and I will definitely do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as possible when it comes to giving you your chart. When it comes to the additional part that I'm gonna start doing soon, I'm gonna start either emailing or mailing folks uh, a paper chart so they'll be able to learn how to do their own astrology on a yearly basis. And if you want to donate or purchase or donate towards the calendar, you can either email me at DTALIAFERRO 30 at yahoo.com, or simply message me or go on to my page on Facebook, and you'll be able to find a link to my either my well, most likely to my PayPal. For my Cash App, I'll just give you the information. But I truly suggest people to premeditate on all the information that is being given to you, because a lot of people don't understand how much time is a key factor in a person's liberation or their self-liberation. There's other forms of ways of folks to liberate themselves, but if you really want to truly liberate yourself, you got to know what time is. Atum Ra Tep, and I greatly appreciate you for allowing me to be on your platform as well. Khemet, dua.
Atum Ra Hotep, and I appreciate you again for being here. I had to grab, I wasn't expecting you, so I didn't have your information here. I had to grab it right quick for everybody, so they can look at it as we go out. This is Siba Ramutef Queb's contact information. Once again, for those of you who were not able to write it down or you missed a part because he was sharing more, you can see the information here on his screen. Again, also, I am Anuk. Hold on, let me start over. Anuk Ast Maat Tf Nut, which means I am Ast Maat Tf Nut. Here is my contact information. You can contact me, follow me, friend, request me, whatever you want and whatever it is. Facebook, Ast Maat Tf Nut. That's the business page. YouTube, Ast Maat Tf Nut. Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at MKDTNT. And for your calendar donations for the calendar, you can there's my PayPal information and also my Cash App information. Now, those of you who want to send me a friend request and be on my actual Facebook page, not my business page, you can go to Joy Allen, JoyAllen, and send me a friend request and or message me. Again, we are here to bring you the information on this Ancient Khemetic Rasaurian Calendar and everything that is associated with it as students of Tesha Para, Holy House of Ra. And I will see you all soon, shortly again, as well as Siba Ramutep Queb and Siba Patah Secret Sar. To Ramutep Queb, Dua Wu Siba, Atum Rahotep. Peace to everyone.